So nu bhí mis óg bhí me géirí bheith i má ceoltóir, i má múntóir, bhí me géirí dul fud an domhan, bhí me géirí dul to the missions. Bhí ní cliise mé sin inniu, but nuair bhí mis óg bhí daoine I gcónaí leis bhí go to the missions. Bhí sé just, líonadh sam, but it was rud a bhí ag tastal le daoine agus bhí mis géirí a dhéanamh. Gus bhí me ag géirí gachar a dhéanamh. Nuair bhí me fásta an sin thu me go pláiste agus rinne me sicólaí, sicanalís, múntóireacht, ceir eile, glóra eile, I ceir choláistí, UCC Trinity Conservatory in Holland agus St. Pat's I Drumconracht. So rinne me glór rudaí bhí me I gcónaí sais mar Hoover taithí sort of a balú. Bhí me mar sin nuair a bhí me óg. Bhí me gcónaí ag balú rudaí I mo cheomra. Memories má rá mar ag dul go bailíocht lia uair amháin thug me burger because ó McDonald's agus bhí sé is I mo chófra ar feadh sé bhí mis sé le an bheag, but bhí mis sé bhí mis sé bailíocht lia agus bhí an burger sin a bhfuil. So bhí me gcónaí mar sin because near my mother wouldn't have brought us to McDonald's. It was a big deal because we were in Dublin, so she said, yeah, go to McDonald's just because it's a special new thing. But so I think Shin on Slee in a that's how I lived. Bhí me bailú an Tamgaléir. Bhí sé then sort of jacker, agus bhí sé jacker the daoine nuair atá siad ag géirí a passion all. I never had any problem with passion. I knew what my passion was, but I was too kind of enthusiastic about collecting experiences. But it did hit me at a certain point, August and sin creith me, yeah, tá sé ceart leornéis tá rudaí go leir in ag déanta agat ach tá tú ar an domhan seo le haghaidh rudaí a cruthú sin an fá bhfuil tú an seo caiith tú é dhéanamh inis stopanéis leis an taithí ag bailúcháin agus gach rud agus just déana. Bhí me ag canú mar áránaí profisiúnta sa cór National Chamber Choir anis tá sé léite Chamber Choir Ireland. Is it called a new name, National Chamber Choir? Sorry, National Chamber Choir is a new name on it at the moment. But bhí me sin ar feadh cúig bliain ag golasteach sa maidin ag jetlog ag cána go dtí a carrtlog sa Tróna. Agus bhí sé éanta ghaid ach freight me nó sin an méid caiith tú do rudaí dhéanamh caiith tú rudaí a cruthú. So thu méid teach go dtí Caoimh Lundstrom agus Celso an túnas agus dúirt mé tá mé géirí an post ágáil ní den post eile but tá mé an post seo ágáil agus déanaí mé má Ceol hain. So I had by that stage made 13 songs, my first album. While I'd been in the National Chamber Choir, and I did get reprimanded because Celso said to me one day, "You're a great singer, excellent sight reader, what's your falling asleep?" Because bhí me sainmhínithe, ag dhéanamh an artwork agus ag scríbhneoir agus gach ihe mar ní rá airgead chun é dhéanamh, so bhíorm é dhéanamh sainmhínithe. Bhí me canna sa lá agus ag dhéanamh an album sainmhínithe. Ach éon buinte the kind of departure point, I had the album made, it was actually ready to go. And sin just creith me an post ágáil. Shocked lá in the sin bhí me nominated the High Choice Music Prize. Still, I mean, ní rá an airgead an sin, but so I actually won it then, and then I did get airgeads from that. But it was a kind of a funny thing. I just realised that if I was more Misha, more kind of my thing, why I was here on the earth, if I was going to do it, I was going to have to take a jump. And that's what I basically did. So 3 albums later, what do I do? I was thinking, what's in Bullock, what's this, what have I to talk about, why would people bother listening to me, have anything to say? But I just thought, well, what's in Bullock? It's about renewal and all of that, and it was nice for me to think about in Bolog, like one of the four seasons, isn't it? Like sound, I can't think of them, I'm not going to go through and torture you with all those. So I'm thinking back, what do I actually do? What do I do? I come up with Swinchy, I then make the words, I make the music, and I either make songs or albums or operas or shows. And I also have to make the money to make those things happen. That's pretty much what I do. And it's sort of a precarious lifestyle. I just before I came out saw a tweet from somebody. I had been given out about sandwiches on Irish Rail because they were stale. And somebody said, oh, you'll have to have brioche and something, fancy eggs for your entourage the next time. Something. So it just kind of made me think, you know what, people don't actually know what you do. You haven't a clue. This dude thinks that you have an entourage. So I don't have an entourage. But I would like to think that as if you do come up with something and you create something, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of really great creators in this room, or even if you facilitate creation, it's just so important to facilitate creation as well. It's really extremely important and valid. But if you, what was I going to say? Oh no. What? If you do that, oh yeah, I know. You actually do employ people. You do actually make a living for other people too. So you're not, even if I did have an entourage, I'd be giving employment to all those people, you know. So if you are a creator, you do actually make something happen, and you do create something, a job for somebody else as well. So I like to think of things in practical ways as well. It's not very sexy to think of things in practical ways, creativity in practical ways, but when you're thinking about something like this and about talking about what you do, I think it is kind of important to think about it in practical ways. So what do? A dhéanamh album, dhéanamh áireann, dhéanamh operas. I come up with costumes and that, not particularly this, but the little one has a great costume on her though. But I go up videos as well. I work with directors and to interpret the songs that I have, and I absolutely love making videos. And I've worked with some really talented, brilliant directors and cinematographers up to now. And the whole thing is like making the money to do it, because I run my own label. So you've got all your website, you've got your Facebook, your Twitter, all that stuff that you need to kind of maintain. And it's really kind of a full-time job, but it is incredibly rewarding. When I think about when I was a small little one wanting to do all these things, I am actually doing what I wanted to do. I never saw anybody doing what I do when I was small. Níor níochamé aine mar sin, agus níor tháinig aine is shot in my skull, mar bhí mé beag. Ní dúirt aine, oh, it's féidir leat é seo dhéanamh. You know, you can actually do this if you think something up in your head, you can do it, and you can actually define your own job. So just fuair mé amach é sin mé hain agus tám á dhéanamh finish. So, but níl sé éasca, you know, something uaireanta bhíonn sé anna dheacair, but fi láthair tá sé, you know, tá go leor rudaí ag tarlaint, agus an rud si ag dul arás in Bolog agus an rud sin, renewal. I think more if you trust yourself, if you trust the renewal within yourself, you realise that you've so many ideas. Ideas are infinite. There are any number of ideas anyone in this room could think of. Any idea at any time, and then suddenly make something out of it. It's the most valuable thing, I think, that to me in the world are ideas. So whenever I get really kind of, wow, how am I going to pay that, or what will I do with this? You just kind of go, don't worry, there's loads of ideas where they came from. You know, just come up with another idea. So so I'll give a couple of examples. My opera, it's based on The Happy Prince. I've rewritten the libretto. I wrote the libretto myself. Initially bhí mé géirí na focail Oscar Wilde úsáid mar is Oscar Wilde, but is a dhearra just níor bhaithí mé go raibh an opera, opera, mar níor an na focail, focail féin. So tá na focail inis is my focail féin atá an libretto umlán lomhéin. It's based on birds. a bird world. So I have taken what I imagined what would have happened before the Happy Prince actually started and written the story there. It's all kind of intrigue and jealousy and love and kind of there's death, there's death, there's all kinds of things, passion, the whole lot in there, and there's beauty because they're birds of paradise. They're all beauty, they're all birds of paradise. And I'll give, that's an example of my opera, and the song I would get an inspiration from, say, Dear John is one of my songs, which I heard a story from my neighbour. He said that my dúirte go raibh má yadó agus má mama my grandparents go raibh siad ag fannacht le haidh an gealach before going on a visit to the nearby house. And I just was really transfixed by that, and I just was transfixed by the slowness of it and the wonder of it, the wonder of waiting, the actual waiting for something you'd have to go before you could even get to hear any of the stories or any of the gossip that was happening. It might even be 7 days old by the time you get there. So that's an example of something. So I decided to write a letter to my grandfather. Dear John, I wrote this song for you. I want to do right by you. I want to make you shine. Dear John, I read between the lines for you. You protected the future, you had pride. Many of the miracles then were golden, innocence precious, wise and golden. Oh, 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 wondering what it's going to be like? Have to play it for you. So then, we got the next bit, you'll hear it when we sing it. And then the next bit is Waiting on a Moonlit Night. And then it's What a Fantastic Day. Then what did I do with that? So I had a poem. The poem was made. I had a lot of different tunes. You have to make decisions. I said ideas are easy. Yes, they are easy. What's really hard are the decisions. What you do with the ideas. How you're going to treat the ideas. Are you going to cut something? Are you going to expand it? Are you going to dump something? Or are you going to resurrect something? It's all, the decisions are the hardest part. And the crafting and the shaping and the moulding, and I do an awful lot of that. For some people, they find it hard to get ideas, and some people, and then the next bit is easy. But for me, I just spend a lot of time with crafting stuff. So, just Féidir, or Walif, Féidir Má Conan. Now, would you like to sing a little bit of the song? Okay. So, do you have any questions first? We're in Keshnigi. I'm just with the runner of when Goya, like amach, agus ag chop the rash, agus amach.
That's all right.
Cared?
That's all right.
So, ein question or deuce? No? Wow.
Could you make history one?
Sure.
Like, talk to my governor, say, Korea.
Sure.
Can Intinn road, it wouldn't be a core cheese and boar shot.
A car.
Like, we work in the creative.
Sure, this song, take a machine.
Was there any one thing you think that put you on this road?
Was it Orion Modella? Colin may raw that on tain road on road the thought shig on him. Be me a gleam a lava. Be ha one, Samhlaíocht in Ealaíon. August just be me, yeah, do that now, do that now, this one. You know the way you talk to yourself for that, and I was like, yeah, that's for my birthday, and I was like, be size like be drum more ag búla or McCann because breatha be chop, nearly when he raw came breatha be on, and he just be like, you know, care to be on, just be shocked, you know, if you have the rudig mar sin, it's such a fair hot. I was actually seen, it's like Sihime Sus in Malava, just in raw, oh my gosh, like, yeah, it's great, like, to a million masters and a million things ago and all that, but like, cared for you on cared for you in how run, cared for you you know, the composition and the composer and all that sort of stuff. So maybe Gorvey on Fragger, no, the on Tom egg, the Glenn to write. I was just, Féidir just, I kind of realised suddenly, Cathubbin, cheapers, you better get your ass in gear here. You better do this, you know what I mean? Because then navigating into the music industry is just, I mean, it's like a jungle. I mean, between 3 albums that I've made, it's absolutely, it's not the same place at all. You know, and I went from carrying my albums into record shops, my first album, asking them would they sell it, and that was only 3 albums ago. Now it's, you know, I'm being ripped off by a distributor, like, they're not even, you know, I won't even go into that, but but it's, yeah, so I think the thing is, for me, I'm very much a seize the moment kind of person, and I think that you really have to, if you have that kind of realisation, you have to do it. Nero two of them cares Nero two of them how I was going to do it, or cunnus, or anything like that, but I knew that I had to do it, I had to give it a go and try it. Does that answer anything? I think it was time passing, yeah? Like it wasn't Nero dinner, near Honig dinner shop, I was like, a near Croy, near Corey, she, you know, ain't run stick on him. It's just in my own head, I think. And yellow.
What a brother one or other. Door to run on a hot function, or door and go cacking up shape. Not moontor at all, play the donkey. But you can define your own job.
Sure.
Because you shin on a hot.
Sure.
It's God doing a shin of arguing in our darkest teacher.
I really, really credit my shin. I mean, I know Major go gapping, then oh, it's she is shin. It's filled with that on a crow who was in shin being Vinny Connor. No, Captain gur Féidir le ain then post a crow who really is Féidir that day in, just cut away in. It's just, I mean, and fog or Miche tweet all for the sandwiches on the train. It's not because I felt like moaning, you know. It's just because there's a way that this can be done, that it can be just done better. Like, don't put steak sandwiches, you know, why would you do that? Like, you know, it's just, why? You know, I think that making that point, I think it is true, yeah, you can completely define your own job. Why not? Why, in heaven's name, can you not make your own route and make your own job? It's very hard, but like, there is no, I'm probably the personality type, you know, that 9 type personalities. I'm probably the 4 that doesn't like the rules. But then I'm really conservative on the other side in other ways, so I don't really know. But yeah, anyone else?
How hard is it to, it's a lot, I know, with the
Take him, yeah.
that with the likes of Apple and all of these, how do you get your music out there?
Oh, I mean, just touching.
Other than that distributor.
Yeah, when I wrote the Harley Shin now, HMV, Hui Sheetson, Jimmy Sheetson, obviously, formation number 1, just formation number 1, I was in Shin Jimmy HMV. I thought distributor Fose Togal on Arrogate on number 1. Obviously, Sheetson Togal or Deuce, I was Misheg and Ger on Lena, do you know what I mean? It's just like, But I need him, you know, I'm not going to spend any time thinking about it, because it was actually the energy not well spent. And if it is, whatever number of thousands it is, I'd probably be better to just get on, and it's going to take too much time right now. But. So how is it hard?
How do you differentiate then? How do you actually get yourself out to the market that you want to hit now?
The main thing on Tain Road, Capan, Gurcor, the Gurcor, the Aina and Yenov, no, the Ganohuk. Bí Ganohuk. Má bhfuil tú Ganohuk tarlóí rudí éigeanada. Ná bí fáinc an sin, mar sin. Cai tú bheith amán sin ag canó an seo, ag scríbhneoir den éigean an seo, agus má bhfuil tú fós, it's renewal, like I credit in renewal all the time. Like a lot of fun stuff, like when you come to an end of a cycle, of an album cycle or something, and you might have somebody saying, well, we can't go back to radio now at that because you've just done you've already done all that. But yes, you can if you have a new idea and a new thing, and things always happen, and they kind of always go like that, and they splinter out. Renewal is really important. So how do you get out there? Be busy as you possibly can and make loads of work. Well, don't do anything until the work is made. The work is the most important thing. That the work has to be as perfected as possible. Me credit really, I don't really like this thing of dribbling out bits. You know, people do this thing. I'm not really into that. I just think if you're the artist and you're making the work, go make it and do your job, and then deal with the next part. You know, but sort of dribbling out bits to kind of create a buzz. I don't know. It's okay for you two maybe to do that or something. I think this, like, why not be afraid? Don't be afraid just to be an art. Be that person. And no, it's this way, it has to be this way because I want to make it that way. And then put it out, you know. But it's like, you have to be busy, you know what I mean? People can get stuck in this rut and just think too much about the music business side. I rarely think about it, I just kind of just get stuck into shouldn't be any areas.
Just one bhfuil mar ceap bhfuil éad ag an chu daoine atá gabar snitchas tá éad rih an daoine cruthaíoch agus an daoine bhfuil with a géirí bheith cruthaíoch agus dúirt gach duine domsa mar mar scríbhneoir a ní féideach é gach duine agus just tá mé smuoine meis smuoine mar tusa na bhaine sinna tá mé smuoine tá am mú agus céhéid am a bhí cara mú go mar scríbhneoir agus okay tá lucht armsa ach agus rud dhéadach bín an oideachas tá lucht ar an oideachas freisin mar bí ní féideach é sin dhéanamh agus ní thuirntí ní d'iarntí well okay bháil bheith a scríbhneoir well is féideach scríb mar sin ó mar sin riamh.
Sure. Well, bhí mi sé déanamh in service, le múnseoirí bonscoile, agus an 10 rud fuair mé amach go raibh an 5 mór ná. Bhí eagla orthú, bhí mi sé léim Hamilton, ag timp mar sin agus bhí mi sé déanamh gach rud leis an ceol mar tá confidence. Winning, it is. Agam, so tá sé ceartlóir domsa, but bhí siad sin ag rá, look, I can't really do so. I think I'm done caretaker on Moonshore Dutch Asian Ditch said, like, this is the wrong person. That person shouldn't be telling you, guiding you. So even though the curriculum is all about, I know, like when I was lecturing in PATH part-time, it's all about facilitating, that every teacher is a facilitator, that you should be able to, I won't say what, any, tree trunk that can even think, can actually facilitate the happening, because once you have the right structure, the nines, all that stuff, I'm just talking about Boyne Scully now, but that you facilitate the learning, that you don't actually have to be a musician, right? That's the kind of model. I actually don't really think that really kind of works. I think the best thing would be if the creative people were the people dealing directly with if there could be a structure like that. I think it's more like that in the UK. You've way more of specialist people coming in and just motivating people. I think that's really what the model should be, but obviously, well, I don't know why it's the way it is. Maybe does it cost less? I don't know. Or maybe it's kind of, I just don't think it always works, because a lot of the teachers I came up against, they were like, I'd love to do that, but I just, I can't, don't have the confidence. And I'd be like, you can do it this way. And they'd be saying, yeah, I can do it when you're here, but when you're gone now, I won't be able to do it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think there should be more specialists should be going around. There should be an awful lot more of that, and it should be incorporated more into the curriculum, I think.